Hi everyone, in continuation with our series Research at MDI, today we have Professor Rohit Prasad, who will be speaking about the Indian bankruptcy laws and telecommunication and giving us his sense on the same. Hi Professor, how are you?
Hi Nalini, I'm well, thank you.
So my first question to you is there a pertinent need specifically for the India's bankruptcy laws and ecosystem to be refined, and why so?
Nalini, the topic of bankruptcy is very relevant in a post-COVID world, in a post-financial crisis world. But I have to say that India's bankruptcy landscape has seen a dramatic improvement after the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code of 2016. Some of the important things that happened with that code is that we moved from an environment of debtor in possession to an environment of creditor in possession. So the promoter lost control of the company once it was deemed to be bankrupt, and the committee of creditors, financial creditors, took over. And that was a very path-breaking shift. And there were many other shifts of that kind. So I have to say that the bankruptcy landscape and the bankruptcy law has improved dramatically. What needs improvement is the operationalization and the implementation of the law. It still takes too long for a case to move from bankruptcy to resolution. The level of resolution proceeds are still too low. There is still a lot of interference from a variety of agencies, including the courts. And often, the government is not shy of throwing the book at the entire process, as it did in the recent case involving the telecommunications operators, when arguably, despite being an operational creditor and therefore lower in the waterfall of priority, it declared and was declared by the courts to have primacy and priority over the financial creditors when it came to dues related to spectrum. So operationally, there are many lacunae still to be filled.
How do you think we can improve operational efficiency in this space specifically?
If you look at the number of cases which are pending before the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India, the IBBI, it has a vast backlog of cases. So what we really need is additional capacity to be built in the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Board of India. That would be the first thing that would really help our operational efficiency. The second thing which needs to be done is that we need to be able to resolve cases before they are declared to be bankrupt, because the declaration of bankruptcy takes away a huge amount of value from a company. So we have to be able to enter into agreements between the financial creditors before the company has to go to bankruptcy court. And that really is quite a challenge, because financial creditors are extremely hesitant to enter into what are called pre-packs because of the fear of the vigilance, the 3 C's as they call them. So we really need to improve the pre-bankruptcy process. And that one of the things that we need to do, as I said, is to improve the position of financial creditors to take autonomous decisions without fear of vigilance. The other thing we need to do is to improve the market for NPAs with regard to companies which are called the asset reconstruction companies.
My last question to you is, obviously most of us know that you've written a book which is called Startup Sutra. So specifically with respect to budding entrepreneurs, could you just give us your 2 cents on how your book would help probably people who are trying to get into the entrepreneurial space?
Nalini, the subtitle of the book is Startup Sutra, What the Angels Won't Tell You About Startups and Life. So, what the book does is it's a cold water bath for people who want to become entrepreneurs. The message is really that it's not easy being an entrepreneur. It's well worth it becoming an entrepreneur. But if you're going to do it to become very rich, then you've got to think again. You've got to be somebody who enjoys the risks, who enjoys the journey, who's got a strong backup in terms of family and friends, because they're going to take a lot of the load that's going to come onto you. And of course, the book also gives you the 5 sutras of entrepreneurship. So, and those are really sutras which relate to soft skills. It relates to courage, resilience, operational excellence. It relates to being in tune with the universe and its plan for you. So it's a book which I think is about the realities of entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much for this piece of information, and thank you for joining us today. We hope to host you soon again.